False goes and fully interviews Raziel. Luca Kaneshiro fan loses all faith. Prism Project is closed, and so much more on this episode. So False ID, which is, a big name in the VTuber news sphere. Some people call him a drama tuber. I just call him a news VTuber. That happens to have drama occasionally because, of course, it goes into the news in the VTuber space. He had an actual interview inside of Twitch TV, on Twitch itself with the certain things that are mentioned here. It says Mizuchi, which is what I guess her username is. I went back on the chat logs to get context about the pregnant woman thing. False says, yeah, what was that all about? He said that line out of the blue. He just said pregnant women thing out of the blue. I don't know why. False, what? He's very open with you, huh? This is this part here.
Gotcha. Now you can never leave.
So I went back in the chat logs. To get context about the pregnant women thing.
Yeah, what was that about? I'm sorry.
He said that out of the blue. He just said that out of the blue. He just said the pregnant woman thing completely out of the blue. I don't know why. I don't know why I looked.
See, that was that part. That's the part that we just saw. The next one is, at the end of the day, False is saying, at the end of the day, what would you like to see happen for Luca? Mizuchi says, I still have a heart for him. I think he's a good kid. I don't hate him. I'm left with a lot of trauma from him at this point, which really sucks, and it did take me a lot of time to realize that, but I do recognize where he came from, and I want to see him become the best version of who he is. And this is going to be this part here.
At the end of the day, what would you like to see for Luca? Right? Like, what would you like to see for him? Best happy path scenario.
I mean, I still have a heart for him. I still want to become the best version. There is a reason why I ordered him for so. It's because I do believe in him. I do think he's a good kid, and I saw that in him, and that's why, especially at the beginning with his story, with the abuse he kind of admittedly trauma dumped on me at the time, I had a soft heart for him. I had a soft spot, and I don't hate him.
That's good.
I am left with a lot of trauma from him at this point, which really sucks, and it did take me a long time to realize that. But I do also recognize where he came from, and I do want to see him become the best version of who he is. And I don't know how he's going to go about that. I tried to support him as best I could. Unfortunately, that just kind of resulted in what we see now.
I think we talked about this. It's like
that was that part there, of course. And it says, a lot of people have honed in on the Nijisanji dating each other piece. Which, yes, a lot of people have honed in on that. Mizuchi, I don't know if I feel comfortable to, expose these relationships just because I don't have the logs. False goes, yeah, it was more like Luca coming to you about it and then talking about how much of a problem it was. And then Mizuchi goes, yeah. It's like, I know people here wanted names. We're not giving names. Sorry, boys. Yeah. You don't give names until you have actual proof, until you have actual evidence, actual things that'll back you up, the logs, so to speak. So until you have that, you don't give the names.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but a lot of people kind of honed in on the Niji VTubers dating each other piece to it.
Yeah, which I explained to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel comfortable enough to expose those relationships, just because I don't have the logs for them, and I can't be like, hey, yeah, this is exactly what happened and here's the proof.
Yeah, it was more so like Luca was coming to you about it. That was more so like what we were kind of interested in, is like Luca was coming to you and how much of a problem this was.
Yep.
Just as kind of, again, you've gotten these 20-year-olds together, and wow, surprise, some of them really like each other. And then they have 20-year relationships with 20-year-old relationships with one another, and that has its own kind of problems behind the scenes that they're also dealing with here.
Unless you hold my hand.
Want names? We're not giving names. Sorry, boys, it's not happening. But
yeah, the names are not going to be given. The names are absolutely not going to be given, because that's just not the way things work here. You don't go and dox people because they had a relationship. Especially if it hasn't been released prior, he's not going to force her to say these things, especially since, like she said, she doesn't have logs. She doesn't have actual proof that it's true. It could all just be Luca trying to get someone in trouble for that. And we don't want to spread those type of misinformation just in order to get someone in trouble because, you don't like the organization or whatever. So False goes again. This is all False talking to Mizuchi. This is an exclusive for him. Did you enjoy your time with him, or was he just Nijisanji at all? It says, Mizuchi, yeah, we still hung out from time to time. But to be honest, we pretty much stopped playing games altogether. But I will never forgive him. I will never forgive him for making me watch 600 seasons of My Hero Academia. Holy S. And here we have that part.
Here's one of my last questions for you. Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy your time with him when he was in Nijisanji at all? I mean, was there good times? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. We still hung out from time to time, but to be honest, we pretty much stopped playing games altogether, and we would really only watch anime. I will never forgive him. I will never forgive him for making me watch like 600 seasons of My Hero Academia, though. Holy shit.
This is what people don't understand, because they see big superstar Luca Kaneshiro, right? Whereas, like, you knew him beforehand. He's your friend. He's just the guy you watch anime with, right? Like, that's the thing. And people can't, like, get into, I think that, oh my god, my chat's going crazy on the My Hero.
Yeah, a lot of people can't disconnect that. She's not trying to ride the coattails. She's not trying to be like, oh, you know, I know Luca, and try to get fame off of that. She just be like, I wish that he was the same guy I knew when I started out, even though he had his own issues. There were issues that we couldn't get past, and she just saw him as that friend. She didn't see him as Luca Kaneshiro, because, you know, the Luca Kaneshiro was actually treating her worse. It was treating her in a way that she didn't like either. At the very end here, and at least on this one, it says, false, for some reason or another, this Nijisanji Liver also wanted to know if it was true about the merchandise autographs. I don't know if it was Nijisanji Liver or Nijisanji Fan. I think he means Nijisanji Fan, but let's see what he actually says.
Another small thing. For some reason or another, this Nijisanji Liver also wanted to know if it was true about the merchandise autographs. I don't know. Maybe it got their curiosity. Maybe it's just what they saw, but they were interested. It's like, yo, is it actually true you did this? For some reason, that Nijisanji Liver was interested in this for some reason. I don't know why. Just their own curiosity.
But yeah,
so.
She showed again, like you can see, she showed fully that she has proof of her doing all that work. She has proof of pretty much every claim she makes, and the one she doesn't, she says, I don't have proof of this. You can believe it if you want to. You can say it's a lie if you want to. But the things that she has proof, there's nothing you can do. You can't say it was done one way or the other. You know, you can't say it was done in a way that it isn't like there, because you can see she actually put a video out of how she did the autograph, of how she did everything, the actual writing down, all that kind of stuff. So that is one thing that cannot be disproven. At least I don't think so, unless someone else has evidence to show otherwise. And if they do, more than welcome to show it, because then I'll show it as well. And of course, people down here could be worse, could be saying One Piece anime is better than Naruto Bleach. And down here, damn, I guess it's going to be guesses more than theories. I mean, the fair understand why, but I just want to know about the gossip. Yes, it's very good to say when things are theories, when things are allegations, and it's good to distinguish between allegations and things that have backing behind them, that can be proven one way or another. We all know who Sayu Syncronicity is. We all know the wonderful person that she is, the hard fought battle that she's had against Nijisanji, the many things she's had to face in about a year actually, that she had been let go from Nijisanji. From being seen as verboten, as forbidden in the VTuber world, to now being accepted as the person that she is, the feisty person that she is, the personality that she defends herself with, and just the wonderful streamer that she is right now. So the reason why I'm talking about her, the reason why I'm doing anything in regards to this, is because I found out that she can sing. I know a lot of people already know this, but this is new to me.
To celebrate.
This is good, man.
I'll be waiting till we make it the day to celebrate. I'll be waiting till we make it. We will see. Come with me, take the journey. We will see. Come with me, take the journey.
And like I said, that was like, wow. I never heard her sing before. And that's a good voice. I hope that she lets it out more. If this is what she wants to do, if she wants to have some singing streams, I'm pretty sure that her fans and myself will be happy to hear her sing. Just wanted a little bit of serenity for you. A little bit of moment of zen with all of the stress, all of the craziness, all of the drama, everything that's been hitting us left and right and center. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of serenity in this. Thank you. This here is a former Luca, which is, you know, what they call people who like Luca Kaneshiro, talking about the Raziel document breakdown for him. Writing this on a throwaway account, I've been watching Luca Kaneshiro since its Outlast 2 stream early 2022. So this document really broke my heart. I can't be on Twitter anymore. To be honest, I made a TLDR list to help others who are in denial about grieving the situation. or are trying to process new information and are getting stuck on the relationship aspect of Luca, Java, and Raziel. Kurosanji Reddit is the only place I feel safe enough for me to do this without backlash. Thank you guys, please be gracious, and if I come off as coping, I will try hard not to. Overall facts to note. Nijisanji En hasn't been given public relations training. It hasn't. Giving explanations to decisions we've seen made by the livers. TLDR, got 20-year-olds with thousands of people idolizing them and no support on how to navigate that. Yeah, they aren't helped with how to navigate parasocial relationships or anything like that. Nijisanji management has spotty communication, leading to bitterness and isolation between livers. Toxic workplace environment. See Luca and Ike excluded from NijiFest 2022. Nijisanji Twitter post if it's still up. Yeah, there's a lot of way negative stuff going on inside management. Nijisanji management is not used to being spoken back to by livers, resulting in tension between the branch and overseas management. Luca in the document was said to have, was told Raziel that a manager even cried because there was backlash on some things that they were planning and some things that they were saying. Mainly, the AR Live and that type of stuff. Luca Kaneshiro's voice packs, handwritten merchandise, birthday merch, and 1 mil handwritten message were not from him. Therefore, there's no personal value in them for Lucubs. This made me so unbelievably upset because I really treasured his signature. I'm sorry, that sounds lame. Nijisanji Leaker facts a note. I don't think that's lame. I think that's just a normal part of being a fan. You expect them to do personal things like that for you. And when they don't, it hurts. I can fully understand that. I'm not going to knock them for this. Someone inside Nijisanji En reached out to Raziel to confirm her alleged harassment by Aster Arcadia on February 7, 2024. Their exact words, "To help you with clarity, I remember that incident. It was Aster." Note that document Raziel posted was on the 29th of March 2024. For those of you questioning credibility, I hope this timestamp helps you figure out your personal conclusions. Personally, I believe it. The same Nijisanji Liver also confirmed alleged harassment from Luca Kaneshiro. The same Nijisanji Liver thanked Raziel for going through with the document, admitting several people had been waiting for this to come out. Please keep in mind that while this may shame Raziel for self-victimizing document, there are more people out there who needed this to come out. I think we shouldn't discredit that. I think this allows more people to come out, even if it's like as a leaker or as, a fake name or whatever. I think more people are going to start coming out of the woodwork now. Gender of leaker is undetermined. I hope they are safe. Luca Kaneshiro facts to note. It's been shown he's too ill-equipped to be pursuing this professional field. Issues with livers and mods trying to navigate the field. Was originally meant to be a leader of Luxium without training. Messages fans privately. Evidence and document. I don't want to type it out the Twitter handle. Had no older professional supervision grounded in Nijisanji management or in household. With this in mind, his toxic attachment to Raziel, a streamer, older friend of 10 years of experience during this time, makes sense. His biases against LGBTQ people confirmed. Workplace mental breakdowns, feeling of inadequacy. Note this is a common trend in Nijisanji livers, especially the X ones. This dude clearly needs some therapy and support. I really hope he gets it. I really hope he does too. Raziel facts to note. She provides links to when individuals can check the age of Luca being 18 through multiple sources and witnesses. This is very important because if you know the way the Niji sisters work, if you know the way the Nijisanji defenders work, their defense of Luca from day one was that she was a groomer, Raziel was a groomer, because they say that she talked to him when he was 17, when he was underage. That makes her a groomer. That makes single thing she says bad. Now, what she did, the reason why she spent so much time making sure that it was proven that he was 18 was because that discredits all of their arguments against her pretty much. Because the majority of the arguments are, we can't disprove this and this and this and that. What we can do is we can accuse you of being a groomer. That kind of thing. And that's really, really, really dumb. And that just is really disingenuous. Not cool. She also clarifies that she is not a saint. She clarifies she is seeking help and has been seeking help for a while. Psychologically at least. Does not tailor screenshots in her own favor, thus bolstering credibility of the claims. She's aiming to focus on the truth, which is good. It's clear she knew her character was going to be dragged through the mud. She knew it. So she was like, look, I'm not a saint. I'm not perfect. Here, these things show that I'm not perfect. These things here show that I can be emotional, which anyone can be. Here are my flaws, but here's also his flaws. So take a look at that. At the very least, admit that there are also flaws on his side. It's what she was trying to do, at least. Refuses to jeopardize Nijisanji En Leaker's identity, knowing it would actually help the document. So she didn't throw someone under the bus. She didn't throw anyone under the bus. She was like, this guy, girl, person is telling me all these things. I'm not going to be the one to give all that information out there. Raziel's ending statement is sympathetic in tone, emphasizes that Nijisanji En livers are young and flying by the seat of their pants, which is true, with no managerial support or PR training, which is also very true. Here's a personal opinion of the person writing it. Knowing this will help frame the way we perceive future incidents with and humanize livers. That is one thing that I've always pushed. You guys know this. I've always pushed this, and I'm going to push this right now, too. The people behind the livers are human. Do not attack the Nijisanji livers for the things that the management is doing. Do not harass, do not bully, do not try to dox people because of that. Because a lot of them are young, they don't really know how to defend themselves. They aren't really experienced in the job. A lot of them, this is their big, their first big, huge job under a large corporation. So they don't know in the ins and outs. They don't know the ins and outs of defending themselves in that type of sphere, in any work environment. So I always try to humanize them because they are humans and humans make mistakes. As long as it's not actual harassment and actual hurting somebody within the organization. Like if we ever find out who did things to Selen, then of course you can be angry at them, but also no bullying. You know what I mean? Raffle Gator's no grooming and no minors policy minimizes any credibility to the claims that Luca and Raziel's case was one of grooming and that word. Right now, I'm hovering over the post button because I'm a little nervous about being a person who adds to the discussion here. Reddit's not a place for sensitive people, I know, but I don't know, it's how I process everything. Maybe it'll help others see the direction of this document. Here we go. I've been told that Scarle and Aster screenshots have been disproven. Thank you, this person who told me. I'm going to do more personal digging to confirm, but I'm editing that out because I want this to be a facts only possible. So some people are saying that the Aster Arcadia ones were disproven, or they didn't have the full breadth of information there. They didn't, the ones where he's like, oh, I'm not going to talk anymore, that type of thing. They don't have the full information out there, so they're not going to, do much on that one. Props to the post OP. It sounds like you did your due diligence with fact checking, as people should in a he said she said thing. While some people here can be quite aggressive online, some of us want the best for people to escape a black company. As more evidence comes out, the more ugly the picture becomes. It's a good breakdown. Sorry you found out about your Oshi like this. And yeah, people are mentioning, they get aside from a couple of talents, the majority you can attribute to malice. You can't attribute to malice, but can be attributed to incompetence. So there's a lot of incompetence, and not willful incompetence, not intentional incompetence. It's just inexperience. Inexperience can lead to incompetence. And that's the big story on this whole thing. I'm going to preface this with a big grain of salt. Just take this with a grain of salt. This is just assumptions, allegations, just big assumptions, theories, whatever you want to call them. It's not true until it actually becomes true. Some people are saying because not Pomu unprivated the Twitter and suddenly got followed by Zentreya and Haruka Karubu, people are assuming that there may be things in motion in regards to the pink V. I think we have a green light. I noticed when a particular VTuber follows another Zen, something huge is going to happen. It's been like that for every VTuber that has so far come back to life. Well, Zen is now on the list of those that follow Mint. I mean, not Pomu. And it was only Haruka. Don't you know? Vshojo likes to stick their fingers in everyone's pies. Yes. Vshojo wants to test the whole apple pie theory. How, doing things is like warm apple pie. That's what they want to test out. Lewd joke.text, yes. Well, if Mint joins Vshojo, that only leave one next edgy, it will leave only one X Niji En plus Mika talent unannounced for the terms of streaming, which would be Mika. Speaking of which, how long has it been since Holo ID Gen 3? I don't think Mika will join an agency for a long time, but she might come right after Pomu. Who knows? I'm excited to see what she does next. So yeah, Zen continues to be absolutely base as heck. Of course she does. This is just, people theorizing, people throwing stuff out there. Could be that it's just to make sure that she still has control over her channel. Make sure that the channel is still active, still has all the things in YouTube Studio that you would have for a monetized channel, that type of thing. She was thinking of becoming a teacher or getting another real world job. Even if she doesn't go through with it, it might be healthy for her to get a real job. It could be. Honestly, I think part of what made Niji En talent so vulnerable was how little work they did in IRL. Most of them had. Spending even just a little bit of time getting IRL workplace experience will probably give them some street smarts and business smarts, and even if not for herself, that experience could be useful if people go to her for advice. And again, like I said, this is all conjecture, this is all assumptions, but it would be nice if this were true and, Vshojo gets a new member. For anyone who doesn't know, Prism Project is now closed. As of right now, several hours ago in Japan, it was officially closed at the end of day 31st of March over there in Japan. Right now it is the 1st of April in Japan as I am typing this and writing this and everything. It is the first day of April in Japan. Prism Project has closed. They thank everybody involved in Prism Project, and people, wanted to let everything out in a good note. It is really sad to see that we've already reached the end of March, and with Prism Project closure imminent, I would like to say, Nana's countdown stream, Prism's tweet, thank you for everything you have done for us, the VTubing community, and the agents in your care. It has been a pleasure, but alas, all the chapters have to come to an end eventually. The terrible day for Rain, of course it is. For the agents, well, almost all of them are continuing as indies, so here's a list indicating what each agent plans to do and how they will open up their new chapter. Gen 1, now Cosmia. 3 of them plan to be together as an indie group and have shared Discord based on their gen name, Cosmia. Iku plans to continue being indie and will take a break for about 2 to 3 weeks. Aoi is going indie, also plans to have shared Gen 1 Cosmia Discord server and work as a small 3-man indie group. They're all happy, like she's happy for the time she spent in Prism, and will do her best to keep in contact with the other people, the other VTubers. Meno was unable to find her stream again, but as far as I know, Meno will be continuing as an indie together with Aoi and Iku share Gen 1 Cosmia Discord server, working as a 3-man indie group. Gen 2, now Equilibria. Both of them are going indie. Luto plans to continue as an indie, has said that we cannot get rid of her that easily. Rita is going indie and will continue to stay strong. She will change her yearly theme, which this time of year change is she's looking forward to trying out new content, so she's going to be, creating new things. Plans to stay together as an indie group, but I don't know about shared Discord. Shiki, gonna continue as indie, but she said that Prism is closing, but she plans to stay with Gen 3 as an indie group. Nia, she's looking forward to the future and opening a new chapter and plans to stay strong, to continue as an indie, and to stay at Gen 3 as a group. Lots of crying on stream, Pina, but she stayed strong and plans to stick around as an indie. Yura, she's looking forward to a bright future and hopes her fans and community will keep supporting her when she goes indie. She also plans to stay with Gen 3 as a group. Gen 4, now Ever After. Both Sira and Nan are going indie, but both are taking a break before starting again. It's a very smart thing to do, honestly. Unfortunately, Naki will unfortunately be going on an indefinite hiatus 2 weeks after the closure, so please support her entire way there. Sarah's becoming an indie and taking a break first. Nan is going indie and she's planning to take a break before she goes back up. Naki, unfortunately, like we mentioned before, is going on an indefinite hiatus for some time in April, and she's going to release an official statement on the 31st. Gen 5, Ko is graduating. Ami will be going indie. Wants to stay in contact with as many agents as possible and continue her collab with them. She's staying as an indie. Ko has already graduated. Reason she gives is that she was unable to keep a stable streaming schedule due to real life issues. So it's real life that got in the way this time. Gen 6, June, shared his experience with Prism, both good and bad, and he is happy with the time he has spent there, so he plans to go on as an indie. Emma, Gen 7, cannot link the stream since she's privated, but according to others who have watched it, she's going to continue as an indie. Nana is going to continue as well. She wants to take a break, and she wants to return as an indie with the hope of providing more content to her viewers. Mako plans to continue as an indie and hopes people will continue to support her even after Prism. She wants to stay in contact with many members and do her best to do so. Gens that are staying together as indie groups. Cosmia Discord group with Iko, Aoi, and Meno confirmed by Iko and Ai so far. Gen 2, Gen 3, and Gen 4 are all staying together as a separate project for themselves. Now, of course, Prism, people have said thank you. Emma and others have said thank you. It is a crazy time. Mini Warud is here. It is a crazy time for people to see this, see the time that they're disappearing. A lot of people loved the members that were in Prism. A lot of the members, some members did graduate, and a lot of them decided to go indie, which is great because they get to keep everything. Their social media, their any Discords they had, any kind of stuff like that, any social media they had, they get to keep it, which is great, and I'm happy for them. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, some things were there with theories, and I put them there so you guys can talk about it, and I can hear a little bit about what is going on in your minds, what you're thinking about it. If you have anything to add to the conversation, please go ahead and put it in the comment below, as well as my socials, my Discord server, and anything you see on the screen, you can watch as well. Thank you. Bye-bye.